Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon in Francois' case. Welcome to the stage. Very excited to be here this lovely Friday morning. Today, we're going to talk about networking, and it's just something that needs to take place as you get into a creative profession, or really any profession, I suppose. But I approach this subject with a bit of reluctance. I don't know if that's a word, but because I've always networked, but it was never really there was always a bigger picture. First of all, I'm going to welcome Francois. Sorry, I dove right into it. Hi, Francois.
Uh, Thank you.
I forgot about you.
He's forgetting me.
Yeah. No. Obviously, it's something that yeah.
My microphone. It's okay. Everything is all right.
Everything is okay. Everything is okay.
I'm good.
Okay.
Just 1 second.
Ça va bien aller.
Yeah.
Ça va bien aller.
Ça se passe bien.
Ça se passe bien.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. So networking, right? For me, networking was always a given. It was an opportunity for me to make friends, and there was never this idea of, oh, okay, I'm gonna meet a lot of people and become famous. I don't know if that's the general trend today, but I just like approaching networking as people who I can share information with in a positive way, because it's important to share things with people, genuinely to share them, not because you want something out of them. And I think if that's networking, then for me it doesn't really do it. So I think networking is primarily just based on, at least for me, just the fact of sharing something with someone just because, not because you want something out of them or vice versa. So that, today we're gonna talk about networking, but we're gonna break it down in 2 points here. We're gonna talk about what is networking and how you can do that, and maybe we're gonna also talk about how you can network best, for what you're doing. And maybe during the course of the podcast, we're gonna use a bit of examples. So, Francois, what's your take on networking? I know just before the call we were just saying, that's something that you were just working on. Everyone's can always network better, or just network, because there's
Yes. But I agree and I disagree what you were saying just before, because okay, the social part of the networking just makes friends and meet people and all that stuff. I totally agree. And actually, I have, I'm not to be arrogant, not be arrogant, but I have a kind of gift for that. Okay, for me, it's really easy to make friends, making friends, and it's really easy to meet people, to speak with everybody. I remember one of my ex-girlfriend was saying, but it's just incredible with you. I go to the bakery. Before I go inside the bakery, you were speaking with the old people, and then when I go back, I go out of the bakery, you are speaking with the bad boy. I don't understand how you can do that, and at this time I was 18, so really young, and so all the time speaking with someone different. It's really easy. But the professional way is for me really, really hard. That's why I disagree what you are saying. Is networking is more than just make friends, because making friends is okay to have a contact and exchange about, I don't know, the weather, small talks, okay? But professional is, you use maybe the same way, you try to have a good exchange, you try to understand who is this person in front of you, and what are their needs, and all stuff like that, okay? and at the end of your exchange, you need to have a real contact, phone number, a mail, a visit card, I don't know. You need to give your contact to.
Sure.
And after that, I finished for
Yeah, no,
is
go for it. Go for it. Yeah.
But after that, you how do you say, you need to care of it. Sometimes just a little message, nothing really important, but the person remember that, oh wait, this guy is doing that, and if I need, I know he's existing, you know.
Yeah.
And for that, I'm really, really, really bad. I'm really bad to keep contact, keep in touch. So for me, I'm really working on that now.
Right. So
now I'm finished.
yeah, no problem. So I think here again, people must be laughing because I think sometimes we say the same thing and we actually agree, but we're just saying it differently. So here's the thing. I think we agree on this. I just feel that when you approach networking, you can't see them as just for professional purposes. I mean, of course, yes, but it needs to come. People like to be cared about, no matter how. And I say that, and I like it too. I wouldn't want someone to come up to me and just be like, "Hey, you're a trombone player. Uh, can you give me lessons?" Just right out of the blue. I might be compelled to, but I don't know if it would be a meaningful contact. So I always feel like when I get approached or I try and approach someone that I try to, kind of emit this warmth of being, yeah, I'm genuinely interested, not just about the professional side of things, but also as a friend. It doesn't have to be best friends here, but I think there's a certain way of networking, and I have trouble saying that it's strictly professional. And that may or may not be a disadvantage because, then you can't make the difference of your personal and professional life. I have been confused in the past. Sometimes I make the error of thinking everything is just friendly and I just network with everyone. Because I have this tendency, like Francois, to make friends with a lot of people and just talk to anyone and everyone about stuff. And if something positive and professional comes out of it, then that's great. But my primary scope is never really to get something professional out of someone, because oftentimes it doesn't really work for me. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And, contacts you can't really force. I mean, there are ways to sugarcoat things and make a business proposal more attractive when you network. And one of the key things here is keeping in touch in a way that's not nagging or annoying. This is a really big topic the more I talk about it, because networking is this kind of thing that it needs to take place, but I think there's a certain way that it needs to take place. And because people aren't machines, they like to be worked with in a particular way. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, definitely. Actually,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, sir.
No, I was just.
I was thinking.
Oh yeah, go. Connection issues. Go ahead. Go ahead. I promise.
Okay. I was working in a sportswear shop, and there I learned really, don't try to sell. Just be interested. Being interested with the people, speak with them.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
what is the project? Because the sportswear shop it's a brand, really. This brand wants to take care of people, that you are listening to them, the project, what they want to do, and you're really answer for that. You don't try to sell shit to sell shit, you know. It's not the point. And finally it was working really good, incredible, really good. And I was in mall, outlet mall, you know,
Yeah.
and everybody was saying us, oh, it's so different in this shop. It's almost maybe the only one in all the mall that the seller is good, the good word, sellers are like you, like
Yeah.
you take the time from us. So it was really interesting for that. And now, you know, I learn how to sell by phone with call,
Yeah.
and it's the same, just listening. People speak about the pain, speak about the needs, understand them, just speak really, really few. It's really hard for me. I love to speak a lot,
Yeah.
you
So
know.
you're talking about
And just
selling. So, sorry, just to clarify, because people don't really know what you're selling. You're talking about
coaching.
your coaching, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will speak about coaching after, because in this moment I'm really working about on my networking. So it's why it's interesting, and
Okay.
I will explain what I'm doing now to work on it. And but it's exactly the same than doing networking. It's just take the time to speak with the person, speaking with people, and understand them, and maybe you have something interesting, and maybe you have a good contact. But if you just speak about what you are doing and without listening to the other people, at the end they don't care about you, you know.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
you don't do a real networking. And it's why the way is really close from the social way, the making friends, because the beginning is just to share what you love, what they love, or maybe we have some similarity in what we love. Oh, do you like hiking? I like hiking too. Cool. I'm using these pants, you know, it's really good, and etc. And I sell you a pant. But I'm not lying. It's the truth, you know. It's really
Yeah.
the truth.
No, for sure.
I'm really using these fucking pants. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
it's exactly the same, I
So
think.
yeah. So to move along here, first to check out what is networking, I went to network on Google to see what it says. The definition is the first one is kind of useless for us. An arrangement of intersecting horizontal and vertical lines. Not exactly what we're talking about, but the second one is a group or system of interconnected people or things. So I think once you establish the purpose of networking, at least for us as musicians, or for me as a professional musician, is you find people who have things in common with the greater scope of possibly collaborating and creating something perhaps a little bit more grander, or just alleviating the task of preparing maybe a conference. Let's say Francois and I, as an example, for me, I remember 2 years ago, I reached out to him. I was like, hey, I want to do a podcast. That's a form of networking, I think, because we spoke over the phone, but more for personal stuff. He's a good friend of mine, great friend of mine. So basically, we shared the same interest. Thanks to that, we were on the same page, the same grid, same network, and we decided to collaborate because both of these things we enjoy doing. And that's this is at the very, very small level. If you want to blow it up, let's say Francois has a buddy who's also into podcasting or into coaching. We connect, and that's what makes it fun is you increase your network and you can just explore things. It doesn't always have to get bigger. You know, you don't need to know tens and thousands of people here. I'm not talking about, this is definitely not a thing where you want to have like tens of thousands of followers. Maybe you do. I don't know. That's not my calling. If it is, it's not a problem. But I think that sometimes you can reach really interesting conclusions and create some nice collaborations if you have a diverse network. So networking, you guys heard the different or the definition, network, what it is. I think it's just reaching out to professional individuals or individuals and seeing what you have in common with them and see how you and them can collaborate together to help each other in either a professional or personal way. That's my take on networking. What do you think? Is that an accurate definition of networking, Francois? What do you think?
Uh, uh, I don't know. I never thought about the definition of this network, but I would say, yeah, you have a lot of connection, and maybe they are friends, maybe it's just people you know, and one day you see a possibility to do something together. It's really, the universe gives you suddenly, a possibility to do. You don't know. It's really funny. You don't know with the future, but sometimes you know where do you want to go, and you know, and you go to speak with people because you have interest, and it's not just the hazard.
Yeah, random. Yeah.
It's just random. It's not random. No, thank you. Just you go to speak with them because you have a plan. For example, so in this moment I'm working on it. I was really bad for that because maybe I have the I don't know, the imposter syndrome. How can you call that? The syndrome de l'imposteur.
Maybe that exists in English. I don't know, but you can explain it.
The feeling that I'm not legitimate, to make short.
Okay. Yeah.
And so I was really shy. It's really funny because I'm not shy, but I was really shy to speak with people about something professional. To say just I'm a professional musician. I think this year is the first year I say I'm a professional musician. Before I was saying just I'm a musician. Now I say I'm a professional musician. So maybe to illustrate what I'm saying, maybe 1 month ago. So I'm new in Strasbourg, in France, since August. And my girlfriend said me, there is the beginning of the year, and it's a cultural beginning of the city, and you go there and you have a lot of association and stuff and like that. And just I follow her because in the university they said to her, you have to go there. And I had no idea what it was exactly. I went there, and there I saw, wow, different orchestras. I would like to do theater as a hobby. So a lot of different theater, sometimes it's professional, sometimes it's just associative, and you can go there and to have lessons. And so I went to different orchestra, even though I don't know the level of this orchestra, and I present me as, okay, I'm a professional musician, I'm new in the city, and explain exactly what I'm explaining now. I came here, I had no idea, it's just my girlfriend, but finally I saw you, so I think it's the best moment to meet you, and maybe to give. I have no curriculum vitae, but and after, so what are you doing exactly in this orchestra? Oh, it's an orchestra, we are playing film music and video games music. Oh, like, so cool, I like that. Maybe can I have contact to send a mail? I don't know. And the guy, yes, but we were speaking about video games and stuff, right, in the middle of that.
Yeah.
And
yeah, no, for sure.
And yesterday I did my first concert with this orchestra. And you know what? In this orchestra, you have the first trumpet solo of the Philharmonic of Strasbourg and the first horn solo of Philharmonic of Strasbourg. So I did just a little thing. And finally, I have the best contact I can have in this city.
Yeah. No,
And
absolutely.
yesterday I did a concert with this person, and they are in one of the best orchestra in the east of the France.
Yeah.
Maybe the best of the east. So it's interesting, but I was interested at the beginning. It
See,
was not,
that's what I
making
meant.
friends.
That's what I meant. It's
Exactly.
you went there not just to, oh, this is an opportunity for me to catch a break. It could be. It could be. And you if it is, then you have to be ready, ready to
Yeah,
talk about yourself, but I think it has to come from a genuine place of interest and not just because you want to just be liked, and have this network of people who follow you kind of, networking. Because I have to say this, in my opinion, because there's all this social media stuff of like followers, right? And that's not how I see networking. That I don't see as followers people. Yeah, okay, someone might follow you, but I don't like it when it's just one way. I like collaborating. So when I
yes,
talk about networking, I'm talking about doing musical or artistic projects and collaborating,
yes,
not just someone who's saying, "Oh, I like you, can I follow you?" That okay, yeah, it's cool you have followers, but what do you do with them? You know, can they interact with you? Can you have a meaningful connection with the person you just networked with? That's for me the
sure.
important thing. So let's talk about how. And for me, this is pretty simple. So I like to introduce myself very quickly, not in an annoying way, but if there's someone I don't know and they seem like they can be interesting or they can contribute to me either professionally or personally, I will go up there or wherever it is on stage or and I'll reach out. Hey, I noticed you do this and I do this. How do you do this? And I'm constantly doing that. When I was working in the government, because I had no real experience. Well, I mean, I have experience, but it's just people have been doing this for 10, 15 years. So the first thing I do is I go to them and I'll be like, hey, I noticed you're very good at this. How can I get better? And that's often a very good starting point when you're networking. For me, is asking for help is a very easy way to get in touch with people. People generally want to help you. Generally, I mean, there are always exceptions, but I feel that's a good key way. So two things: ask for help, and two, introduce yourself as soon as you can. And as soon as you can, get their contact information and be patient. Be very patient, because a network has to grow. It can't just be pulled into place overnight. And Francois is doing it. He's in a new city. How long have you been in Strasbourg already?
Since the 1st August,
First
and now
of
we are the 1st
August, yeah.
October, so 2 months.
2 months. So, when I moved to Germany, my barber, he was telling me, first thing you got to do is build your bearings. You know this expression, Francois? Build your bearings.
I have no idea.
So, okay, I'm gonna describe. This is gonna be fun. You know the skateboard, and in the skateboard you have ABEC 5, 6, 7, the bearings that make the wheels go fast. Like,
Ok, les roulements.
yeah, les roulements, and the bearings make the wheel go faster or slower depending on what ABEC you have. You know what I mean?
Okay. I think I see what you mean. I think les
So
billes dans les roues.
yeah, les billes.
Okay,
And
okay, okay.
so the more of those little balls that you have in the wheel, the faster they go, right? So that's an expression saying, when you go into a new place, build your bearings so that you can roll easier. Get as many people to grease the wheels, whatever expression you have. It doesn't have to be building your bearings, but just make it a point to see how people can guide you and how you can guide them and make whatever transition or whatever path you're on a bit smoother. Because if you try and do it alone, it can be done. And I think that's the ultimate purpose of networking is you can do it alone, but it's more fun to do it with someone who genuinely is interested in your craft. You know, I try and refrain from doing favors or asking for favors, because if I do a favor for someone, it's not because I owe them something or they owe me something. It's because I want to do it and I get a kick out of it, and it's genuinely fun to help them, and the other way around. So that's what I'm thinking as to how to network. Those 3 points I think are very, very important. You got to be patient. You got to be quick to introduce yourself. And the third one, ask for help. And maybe a fourth one there is stay friendly. You know, stay calm when you're networking with people. Be friendly. Be a good listener, with like Francois. So those 4 points, you know, friendly, patient, ask for help, introduce yourself. I'm gonna stop there and ask Francois how he networks, and maybe what he's working on, since he's working on it.
Okay, everybody, pay attention, please.
Okay.
What Riccardo said just now was a fucking good masterclass. Okay. No, because I said I'm really bad for that. But what you are saying now is just incredible. You have some studies about this ask helping, and I don't remember which American president. I think it was maybe Lincoln, but I'm not sure. So please, maybe someone can research for me. I know he had, I would say, a big rival. I don't know the names. I'm really sorry because I know this story, but it's just it came like that. And one day he asked this rival. He knows. Yeah, sorry. He knew that this rival had a book, really rare, and
Right.
he asked the rival, "Can you?" Comment on say prêter, lend me, lend me this book. Can you lend me this book? I'm really interested, and you have it. And after he sent a mail, and he wrote, I'm really, really, I thank you, grateful to lend me this book. It was really interesting. I found that, and it was really interesting. Really, thank you. And these two guys was almost enemy, really big rival. And after that, they became friends until the end of their life.
Oh, wow.
So because he asked help. And you have some studies, I said, the people, they don't care so much a bit, but so much if you are helping them, it's okay, it's cool, but you are just helping them. But when you ask them to help you, it's like you are saying, man, you have some value, maybe something I don't have, and I need you because you have that.
Exactly.
Because you are someone with value.
Yes.
And wow, how do you feel when someone say you, man, you have value, you are someone, you are someone can do something I can't?
Yeah.
You feel better for your ego, for everything.
Yeah.
And it's they proved that asking help is better to make friends, for networking too, that giving help. Of course, it's good to giving help too, of course, but
yeah.
It's always better. So this point was masterclass. Now, sorry, I was a bit long over that, but I found it really, really, really powerful what you are saying. And now, how I work on it, I am doing a challenge now, 30 days to contact an impressive person, because I'm scared about that. It's funny because I help people to have less fear, less stage fright on stage, but to contact an impressive person, maybe famous, maybe a really important person in your specialty. I don't know, maybe a great teacher, or maybe just the person you love, in secret. I don't know, but to contact this person. And of course, I need to, for me, the point is to contact people to do some interviews from my podcast. And I'm really scared to contact people because I feel illegitimate. I feel that I think people think, what is this guy? He wants to ask me like that, but he's not so big musician. I don't know. I have a lot of shit in my head. Sorry for my vocabulary, but and I imagine what the other are thinking about me. And the point is just every day I repeat, I do networking at least one time per week. Every morning and every evening, I'm saying that out loud. I was speaking about this technique last week. I'm saying that out loud. And it's really funny because what I was saying before with the orchestra is because I began this exercise and I did it really easy after just going. And you know what? The first horn of Strasbourg, I was speaking with him yesterday and he explained me he was really scared. He had a lot of stage fright problem. And we were speaking about that. And he said me, oh yeah, I'm trying to help my student, etc. And after I said, it would be possible maybe for you to come for my podcast. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to do that.
Yeah.
And after I speak with the trombonist, and he gave me the name of one of the best in this domain, in the music, classical music, for the stage fright in France. Try to contact him. Man, what can I say? So my technique is just to repeat me every day what I have to do, and my subconscious do the job. Yeah. I don't need to think.
Right on. Yeah. Awesome. Great. Very, very cool.
So it's my technique.
Awesome. Well, I think that we're just about coming to the end here. But some great things were said today about networking, and to be honest, the subject kind of came to us on a whim, and I wasn't really sure what we were going to talk about today, but it's an important topic, and maybe we can discuss it at some other point with maybe another guest. But thank you very much for your input, Francois, as always. Really fun to spend this time talking about networking. And we will catch you very, very soon. So if you have anything else to add, Francois, I think we're just about ready to wrap it up.
Stay interested with people.
Exactly. Stay curious and stay interested.
I think is the magical solution.
Okay, guys, take care, and we will see you very soon. Bye now.